And we are live. Hey, good evening. Happy scrumming. It's 5 a.m. Mester Scrum Show. And I have some coffee. Oh, by the way, I'm going to make these new mugs are coming out soon. Happy scrumming. If you're interested, let me know. Prototyping right now. Well, and you should never drink coffee before you go live on a YouTube program or any program that you're going to talk. Tell you that right now. It's not good. Probably just lost my voice. Anyway, hey, it's a late evening. It's like 8:30 at night on this Thursday, our 4-hour Thursday, where we talk about retros, roles, reviews, and requirements. We're not talking about all that stuff. We're going to talk about review, sprint review, and sprint retrospective, and why they should never, ever be in the same time slot. Talk about my experiences of doing that, and just some advice on how to do that if they really want to do that. So here we go. It's 5 a.m. Mester Scrum Show. I'm Greg Mester, Scrum Master and Agile Coach, and I hope you're doing well tonight. Sorry I didn't get to do a show earlier today. It just went nuts on me. Had to get a washer dryer put into the house, and then it didn't work. It didn't fit. My house is so small. It's a little tiny South Philly home. Nothing fits. So now at some point, now I have it so it works. So it can be used. I just have to make it so it looks nice now. That's phase 2, MVP number 2, some would say. But anyway, we're not here to talk about my washer dryer or why it's so late. We're here to talk about sprint review and sprint retrospective and why you shouldn't combine the meetings. And today's business environment, corporations and people are always trying to save time on meetings. Now, if they really did Scrum right, they wouldn't have all these meetings, because Scrum meetings actually enclose all the stuff that they need to know for whatever they do. But they always like to have more meetings. So therefore, they like to consolidate meetings wherever possible, because their whole day is full of meetings. Though I try to coach them not to do that. And sometimes they listen, sometimes they don't. I just keep working away at it until they finally realize, okay, Greg, you're right. We shouldn't do that. But it takes a while sometimes. Stubborn people. I don't know. We don't know any stubborn people. Anyway, so one of the things that people do is they like to say, I have one client that likes to combine or put on the calendar, right, that they combine both the review and retrospective in one meeting slot for an hour or so when they do their sprints. What I find out and always seen, it always goes wrong. And what happens is they'll do the review first, right? And then they'll invite stakeholders, and then they'll have the retro second. Problem is, the people that are in the review, they use the same Zoom thing or same link or same event, then they kind of litter themselves into the retrospective, which you really don't want, because you want to develop a safe environment. And sometimes they argue it and they mix the. Trust me, I'm going to tell you right now, words do mean things and titles do mean. If you type in sprint review and retro in the calendar block, they think they're all supposed to be there, and that's your fault, right? You may not think it is, but it is. It is your fault. You want to create two distinctive meetings. Trust me, you do. Let's say they want to have an hour meeting for this stuff, which is really too short anyhow, because you should be, for as long as your sprint is, you should have a good 45 minutes to an hour of stuff to demonstrate, or even a half hour, or even 15 minutes. Let's say it's a 15-minute demo of what you developed in the past sprint, and you do it, right? So that's a review. You show that to stakeholders. The bosses are there. The people that won't allow you to have psychological safety in the meeting rooms, right? And even though you try to tell them, don't write that as the title, and they don't want to listen because they don't want to look like they're taking up meeting time and people grumble about it, you're going to pay for it in the long run. Trust me. Because then they're not going to participate and when you do the retro, because their boss is there, and it's all going to fall apart. Even though you tell them a million times, don't do it. Have two distinct meetings. No, we're going to have one meeting. We're going to have one title. You lose control over it. It sets you up for failure every time. Okay. I know people probably argue with me, but I'm like, no, it never goes well. I mean, in a rare case, it goes well because everyone's working well together and everything. But most of the time, it will crash at some point in time and you'll fall apart. And then you have to rebuild everything again and so on. What are you? Ow. I just got attacked by a cat. What's up, Bubbles? Oh my gosh. Bubbles. Huh. She's here. She's doing a show. She's like, I'm here. It's my couch. Anyway, don't do it, right? Here's what I would recommend. Really do this. Like, if you really need to save time, let's say you booked you want to have an hour and a half. You need at least an hour and a half. You need an hour for retro, 15 minutes, half hour for the review, and because you want your stakeholders going. If you make your review too long, unless you're debuting some masterpiece that you did in a 2-week sprint or a small sprint time, whatever it is, 3 weeks, 2 weeks, 1 week. But I will say, are you really going to demonstrate a masterpiece that's going to take you an hour to demo? You shouldn't. It should only be a half hour, 15 minutes to a half hour, depending on what you're providing to the customer, right? You invite the stakeholders to that meeting, okay? You close out that meeting. Even if it's the same room, maybe you get some coffees in there, do something, or maybe a remote. But people like to take a break too. Have a second meeting with a second Zoom account. Give it a 5-minute break or whatever you want to do. If you want to keep time down, or a 10-minute break so you can get up, use facilities, come back and start meeting on the retro. Then have a retro meeting. Get it in about an hour and a half. So you're trading off a half hour for sanity. I'm going to tell you to do it, right? And it doesn't have to be so you do a buffer for your retro to start 10 minutes after, right? After the start time. So if you were to book, let's say you did a 2:00 in the afternoon meeting normally, you would do 2 to 2:30 would be a review. Then you save your time from 2:30 to 3:30 for your retro. You just give yourself a 10-minute buffer between the review and the retro. And why do you want to put that buffer in? You want to save the time because you don't want to go anywhere. You don't want to go booking other meetings and doing nothing. Because in the water cooler world, or the talk, or the Slack, or the chat, or whatever, or pre-in, some people are going to go get a break, come back, but they may want to talk about and chat among themselves, reflecting on what happened at the review, right? Give them 10 minutes between the meetings to jump over. But you need to have this break. Do not combine the two meetings as one. Even though it may sound like it's a smart idea, like, hey, everyone's in the same meeting except for one person, and that one person is the boss, right? Yeah, no, it's not going to work. It's not going to go to a stakeholder or something like that. They don't need to be part of the retro. They may think they need to be part of the retro, but they really don't, right? They have other ways of working with the teams to get what they need to improve or give information. We're not actually hanging out the retro. The retro is for the team to talk and facilitate conversation, to grow closer together as a group. So don't do it. I'm just going to say, don't do it. Don't combine the retro. Don't combine the retro with the review, then the retro, whatever. Do not title them as the same meeting, even though the majority of the people are going to be the same people in both meetings. Don't do it, right? It's just going to fall apart. They're going to be like, oh, and then they're going to shut down. And you're going to be like, because I got one client, they do this. And I've been arguing with them. It's like, no, you got to have separate meetings. Change the title, right? Or if you're going to do more retros and less reviews or whatever, then schedule a unique review. But don't schedule at the same time. And I got to talk to my clients about that too. But don't do it. It's not going to go well. Even if they argue, but we don't want to. No, just do it. Just say, hey, look, I've been doing this long enough. Don't combine the two as me. You may think you're holding time, but you're not, right? So that is just something to let you know. Don't do it. It's not a good idea. Someone who's done this many years, every time I go in there, I suggest they don't. When they do, it goes to crud. Okay? Anyway, I'm going to share that with you today on 4R4 for Thursday. It's been so long. It's been like January. So we talk about roles, requirements, reviews, and retros, 4 R's, right? And like I said, I got the new Happy Scrumming coffee mug coming out that you can, some people I'll give it to for free. I don't know. We'll see. And you can purchase it, but it's not here yet. I have to test it out. I have to make sure it works. I do things, I test it. I make sure it does what I want to do. and everything like that. And I'll unveil it when I get the first prototype. Well, that is the first prototype, but it wasn't doing what I wanted to do. So I'm waiting for the second prototype to see it comes out. I mean, it's a great coffee mug. I'm still going to use it. Be honest with you. It works great. These coffee mugs I get, they last for years. But I'll be sharing that more on the 5 a.m. Mester Scrum website, the coffee mug, so you can get yourself a happy Scrumming coffee mug. Actually, I have a whole line of coffee mugs coming out just because we drink a lot of coffee in this thing. Anyway, I want to wish you the best. I want to wish you good luck. I want to wish you a happy Scrumming. I will hopefully see you probably tomorrow afternoon. Probably won't be in the morning. I'm going to try to get this show on before 9 a.m. every day. I still got my 67-day challenge thing that I do at 5 a.m. in the morning. Today was a little bit later too because I was trying to get working late, getting stuff done. And I got to go pick up the family. They're at a high school event. And then I got to go work out because I still got to do my daily workouts. With that, I want to wish you the best. I want to wish you good luck. Remember, do not, no matter how much they want to combine meetings and say meetings and they say there's too many meetings, do not combine the review with the retro in a single Zoom invite in a single time box on the calendar. It's just going to go wrong, right? I'm telling you now. And if it does go right for you, I'd really love to hear how well it goes. It's more the exception than the not. With that, I want to wish you the best and see you. We're out of here. Bye. See ya.